5 signs which might indicate that you should become a software developer. Let's go. Welcome, my name is Anton from Coding Rich. So if you're new to the whole idea of like working from home, working on your laptop and just coding 8 or 10 hours a day every day, and you don't know if you want to do that or don't want to do that, I have prepared 5 signs which I noticed over my career which might indicate that you would like the profession as a software developer. I noticed that every software developer I met has at least a few of those signs I will mention now, and if none of those signs match with you, then you might want to overthink the profession and choose something else. But if you find yourself that some of those signs apply to you, then you should try it out as a software developer. Sign number 1. You're a creative person. Now, maybe you like to paint some creative things, or maybe you have some talent as a musician where also you get to live your creativity. Maybe you like to play some nice cool board games like Dungeons and Dragons. You just know if you're creative or not. But if you're creative, that's a very good thing, because as a software developer, you have to be creative very often. You see, software development is just about you have a big task which consists of many problems, and there's always several ways to solve the problem. But the more creative you can think, the better and more intelligent you can solve a problem. And that's a very cool thing to have. Sign number 2. You love learning about computers. But if you're the type of guy who likes to check what actually a computer consists of, maybe you've done some cool scripts with CMD and Bash, you get the idea, then that also might indicate that you would be good as a programmer. Because if you don't have an interest in computers in general, if you're just like, yeah, I do Word sometimes, or I do Excel, and you don't have that interest in computers itself, that's actually a bad thing. But if you find yourself like, hey, this is very cool, I love learning about computers, then that's a great thing, because passion is required for this job. Sign number 3. You love playing instruments. Now that might sound strange, and I agree, but I noticed that people who play an instrument, who love to sing, that those kind of people, they are usually more intelligent, they are more creative, and that fits perfectly well with programming. That's just a very strange observation I had, but oftentimes people who play some musical instrument, they're also oftentimes in the IT sector where they are software developers. Just something to keep in mind. Sign number 4. You are more of an introvert. Now, I don't want to say that extroverted people cannot be good software developers. There are many of them for sure. But that's just an old cliché, and it's not a cliché for nothing, because it's somehow true that people who are more on the introverted side, who have the small circle of friends, who don't like to talk too much, to socialize too much, they are often software developers and spend the whole day fixing some bugs or building some cool features. And I would say that 80 to 90% of software developers fall into the category of being introverted. And if you're one of that kind, then I think it's a great job for you. Of course, you have to communicate with people, with your team, with your boss, with companies when you apply, but during the main time of your work, when you don't have to attend some meetings, you're just by yourself and code, and you're alone. And if you like being alone and introverted by yourself, then that also might be a good profession for you. And the last sign number 5, is you love riddles and quizzes. If you find yourself solving some nice crossword or Sudoku, or like playing tic-tac-toe and whatsoever, then that also correlates very much with programming, because programming is just solving of problems, of riddles. A riddle is a problem, if you want to call it that, but a problem can also be a riddle. So, and if you like to solve such kind of riddles, you will have much fun with programming. You know how big of a joy it is to finish that Sudoku and your numbers are correct this time. It's also the same when you're building some cool feature or fixing some bug, and there are those riddles to overcome. And then you overcame them and you see it in front of your screen, and it looks cool, it looks amazing, and you're happy. Just like when you solve your Sudoku game. Let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Goodbye.